So let me just share a few numbers with you, right? We see this, there's a lot of numbers around approval rate, right? This is one of them. You probably, as a merchant, depending on the vertical you are, you have a little bit more approval rate than this, or depending on the vertical you are, you have a little bit less than that. This is not horrible, but isn't great, right? There's a lot of optimization on approval rate of credit cards. And a lot of the reasons a transaction is declined is lack of limit, right? Insufficient funds. I don't remember which presentation we had today, and it was this big number of insufficient funds, right? The majority, and you're all in payments, the majority is the famous 51, right? On credit cards. And a lot of people get those kind of declines, and those are hard to go around. Second big problem of Brazil at the moment is fraud, right? And this has been highlighted by, you know, the banks that spoke here before, and on credit card, Brazilians had, as users, we had the credit card with fraud in the past. We had in our merchant base and our e-commerce, there's a lot of problems with fraud, and this is a constant thing we're trying to fight. There's a lot of stats around how much is lost in fraud, but in average, there's 1% of the revenue that is lost with chargebacks. And of course, it could be fraud chargeback, it could be just a friendly fraud or something like that. And this is a second challenge. A third challenge is a lot of people love payment in installments, right? There's around 70% of all Brazilian population, they just pay because they have installments options. But a lot of people that want to pay installments, they just don't have the credit. So their mindset is, I can fit this amount in my monthly budget, right? So I would just push the majority or the most amount of installments I can actually pay with, but they just don't have the limit, right? So we're talking about a low customer satisfaction. It's just a complex chain with a lot of challenges and problems and a lot of sales loss, right? Because you cannot actually convert that client that actually wants to buy. So you did all the funnel, you convince him, and in the end, on the moment of truth, you cannot actually convert.